Welcome, guys, to the Jamaica Funk Show. I'm KT, and tonight is Black History Wednesday. And with me tonight is my co-host, Miss Johanna Bright. Hey, Joe.
Hello, people. Hey, Casey. How are you?
I am wonderful. So tonight we're talking via the phone. So, hey, I hope the audio is as clear as we can possibly get it because we have worked on it. Sorry about last night. We had technical difficulties due to the storms in my area. I had no internet. So we couldn't go live last night, and I was really kind of upset because I really didn't know, what to do. I started to just tape the show, but then I didn't know when the internet was going to be back up for me to be able to air it. So we wound up just not doing the show at all last night. So we will do that show next Tuesday on Michael Jordan and how to start a nonprofit corporation. So tonight, which is Black History Wednesday, Joe, tell everybody, the people, that you're going to be talking about tonight.
Well, tonight I'm taking from four different aspects of Black history and what they've done in architecture and building cities. I'm doing Benjamin Banneker. For exploration, I'm doing Matthew Henson. In technology, we're talking about Dr. Henry Sampson. And in sports, I'm talking about first black heavyweight champion, Mr. Jack Johnson.
All right. And I will be doing Miss Maya Angelou. And I know you all might say she's not a little unknown Black history fact. Now, well, yeah, there are a lot of things about Miss Maya Angelou that a lot of you all out there don't know about. And so I hope to capture a little bit of that. My information on Maya Angelou came from a documentary shown on Netflix. And give me 1 second and I'll give you a little information about it. But in the meantime, while I'm getting that, Joe, so you wanna get started with one of your guys at least before we go to the break?
Oh, sure. I'm going to do architecture and building cities because people are just going to be blown away by this one. Mr. Benjamin Banneker, who was born in 1731 and he passed in 1806. He was a mathematician and an astronomer. He was a member of the team of engineers who designed the city of Washington, D.C. And he was the first presidential appointment of Black Americans to receive that honor.
Wow.
My second one is exploration, and it comes from my little-known Black history fact, and he's number 76. His name is Matthew Henson. He's a Black explorer who accompanied Admiral Robert E. Peary on the first successful expedition to the North Pole in 1909.
Wow. So that was very interesting. Very, very interesting. Now, getting to Maya Angelou, let me just give you a little bit of information with regards to the documentary I watched because I want to give the people credit for the story that I'm going to unveil a little bit later on in the show. But the documentary is called Maya Angelou and Still I Rise, which is the name of one of her books. And the cast is Maya Angelou, Cicely Tyson, Common. Also, you had, wait, I got to think of her name, but I'll think of it in a minute. You had directed by Bob Hercules, Rita Colburn Reck. And you know, there were a lot of other actors and actresses like John Singleton. He was in it. Quincy Jones was in it. Malcolm X was a part of it. And, you know, they showed old videos of Malcolm and Maya in Africa. And actually, when he came back to the States from Africa, she was going to work with him, but he got killed before she could work with him. So Oprah Winfrey was in there in the documentary. I mean, there were several different people that was in the documentary, and I'll talk about that a little bit later on. But for right now, I want you guys to get ready for some show enough. Mama, shut your mouth. Reggae music. Well, I remember.
No man, come a promise man, thump in a face DJ. I want the whole Kogan. Me murder 4 man, 4 girl. Make AK sing like vocal. Them badness like them local. Man, we sing them place like Portland. When my be a man, all our people are dead. What 90 are squeezing a head. Tell them about rose eyes, flank off, seal them. Can't tell every man believe in a lead. Rifle rise and people are dead. Mark 90 squeezing a head. Them know we be bust them head. Lift up me gun now head. Man hot up the place like pot pan stove. Funeral, me a bowl box and rose. Real top killer, we no mac and toast. Tell some boys if it's up from post. How your skin coulda tough like Batman clothes. To be 18 Glock pan nose. Lift off the head with the hands and toes. Come in all left nothing for the cops and crows. Squeeze out the girl tech. Boil it down in a casket well dressed. Chop off a neck left your headless. Who no badness soft like a bread wet. Anybody feel brave or make step. Out of your body me we make breath left. AR-15 it well set. I no bank teller when he take check. Spanish town roll out, people are dead. What 90 are squeezing a head. Tell about big tree, homestead, march pen. Past 10 man believe in a lead. Rifle rise and people are dead. Mark 90 squeezing a head. Them know we be bust them head. Lift up me gun knock us head. When the Glock speed boy drop this, me run over them and clap 6. Boy get pop up like mob stick. Me murder your friend, me not chat quick. To kill them me no practice. Rise the rifle and balance it. Blood leak out like tongue drip. Boy just get him tongue. When you hear about ravers and a ding dong, out of your head where you a roughing from. One in your face where the hollow tip slam. Big rifle a sing cross and a sing song. 50 cash shake up the place, hear a whole man shout out. If I no got a King Kong, funeral day make a mother sing song. I am a moral, them have to play this one. Be a man who all people are dead. What 90 are squeezing a head. Tell about rose eyes, flank off, seal them. Can't every man believe in a lead. Rifle rise and people are dead. Mark 90 squeezing a head. One of them know me, we bust them head. Lift up me gun, then a pen. DJ Bro, cool. So me I say Salt Spring. Me I say Cornwall Coast. You see me? Me I say Gully. You hear that? Whole of Mobile, whole of Spain Town, Homestead, my place. TJ, what you say? Bossed. Rivers, Killers, G-City. Motherfucking sick niggas. 10%. Greenland. Fort Jenners. You know what thing go? Bossed. Governor. Rifle rise and people are dead. Mark 90 squeezing a head. One of them know me, we bust them head. Lift up me gun, then a pen.
Your body still feel like it never been touched yet. It did make up of you forever and we not break up till my life over. Everybody know you are me lover. Me give you good love, tell you like that. Anywhere you go, you must come back. Baby, till my life over. My life everybody over. Know you are me lover. Me give you good love, tell you like that. Anywhere you go, you must come back. If you have to stay slim, if you have to fat, love you anywhere and your body that. You want no cabby but copy that. You want me need, now me habitat. You alone let me hear of me so. You alone need a share for me no. No, the bed body don't need makeup. Love you forever and we not break up till my life over. Everybody know you are me lover. We give you good love, girl, you like that. Anywhere you go, you must come back, baby. Till my life over. My life everybody over. Know you are me lover. We give you good love, girl, you like that. Anywhere you go, you must come back. No girl can do it like you. So me nah make none of them take your pride. Girl hype me hype you. As long as me leave you there by my side. You alone make me feel like this. You alone me a jail for you know. No, the bed don't need makeup. Love you forever and we not break up till my life over. Everybody know you are me lover. We give you good love, girl, you like that. Anywhere you go, you must come back, baby. Till my life over. My life everybody over. Know you are me lover. We give you good love, girl, you like that. Anywhere you go, you must come back.
So guys, we're back, and we're going to talk about Miss Maya Angelou. I'm so impressed by Maya Angelou. A lot of people know of Maya Angelou, and they know she was a poet and a writer, but they don't know a lot about her life. So I'm just going to, I took some notes and wrote some stuff down, and so here goes. We may encounter defeat, but that doesn't mean that we are defeated. We must encounter defeat in order to know who we are. Can we overcome? Actor, performer, activist, writer, poet. Of course, a phenomenal woman, Miss Maya Angelou. She was a young parent, excuse me, when she was young. When she was young, her parents sent her to a place called Sampson, Arkansas, her and her brother Bailey, to live with their grandmother, who was the only black, who owned the only black store in that town. And she said it was just a little small rock throwing town. One of her fantasies was to be able to, when she had to go into the white part of town, that somebody would holler Shazam and she would turn into a white girl. Because, yeah, she said because it was painful growing up as a young black girl or a young black Southern girl. Her grandmother owned a lot of land in Sampson, which there were white folks who lived on that land, which was quite interesting. Because when Maya was about 6 years old, her father came to Sampson and got her and her brother Bailey and took them to live with their mother, who had moved from California, because she started off her Maya's mother and her father were married in California, and they found out that they could not, or at least they realized that they weren't compatible with one another, so they broke up, and Maya's mother moved to St. Louis with her family. So Maya's father came and got her and her brother and took the both of them to live with Maya's mother and her mother's family in St. Louis. So when she was 7, she was raped by her mother's boyfriend. She told her brother and told him not to tell anyone. She said because she didn't want to tell him his name, because if she told him his name, the man said he would kill her brother. So her brother told her, don't worry about it, just tell me his name. So she told him his name. Well, the police came, because the brother went and told his mother, and the police came and took the man to jail. Well, the man stayed in jail for 1 day and 1 night, and then they released him. So a couple of days later, the police came and told them that they found him dead. They found this guy dead, and they said that somebody kicked him to death. So when Maya heard that somebody had kicked this guy to death, she said, I told myself, and my 7-year-old logic told me that my voice had killed a man, so I stopped talking. I could listen through women. I could listen to thoughts of myself as an ear. So she thought of herself as if she was an ear, because she did a lot of listening. And then her and her brother were sent back to Stamps with her grandmother. So now Maya goes back to Stamps, and she's probably about 8 or 9 at this time. And she's not talking. And her grandmother comforts her to let her know that it is okay for her to not speak. Grandmama's still gonna love you. And so one day her grandmama took her to one of her friends who was a grand lady. And this lady read poetry of all kinds to Maya. And Maya enjoyed the poetry, but she never could say anything. So the woman had asked her, do you like poetry? And Maya didn't say anything. So the woman told her, until you speak the words through your mouth and they go through your ears, then you will not be able to appreciate poetry. So Maya said that day when she left the lady, she went home to her grandmother's and she went underneath the house. And she started reading. She found a book in grandma's house and she started reading. Next thing you know, she was getting all the books that she could get, reading all the books that she could get from the little kids' black library, or the little black kids' library at school. She said next thing she knows, she was getting books from the white kids' library as well and reading them. She said she memorized whole plays like Langston Hughes, Shakespeare, Edgar Allan Poe, and, she really, really just kind of fell head over heels with poetry. And that's how she became a poetry. Now, there is a painting of Maya in the Smithsonian Museum. And, she spoke about this back in 2004 before she passed away, that they had done a painting of her in her honor. And she's like the first Black woman to ever have her painting in the Smithsonian Museum. When Maya was 16, she got pregnant. And her mother told her that she wasn't going to make her feel shame. So she had met her first husband, who was a white man. And my mother didn't want me to marry him, and I did. And then after I married him, she fell for him. She said that after her mother fell for him, she fell out of love with him, and they wound up getting divorced. So then Maya, she said she went to work in a strip club. She said, but she didn't strip. She said, but her outfit that she had on was so tiny that it fit right in the palm of her hands. And she said one night, but she was there dancing. But she didn't have to strip. She was just a dancer.
Well, she didn't wear much, so go ahead.
So she said that one night a bunch of her friends had came to the play group of actors for a play. She said when she got there was a German guy who asked her to sing an aria, and she said she told him she didn't have an aria to sing. And the German guy said, well, you don't know any spirituals to sing? And she said, yes. And so she did this one spiritual, and I can't think of the name of it, but she said after she got done, it was 4,000 Arabs there. They all got up and was chanting, and they just loved her. They fell in love with her. So when she got back, she went to New York because there was this play called Hello Dolly, and you probably heard of Hello Dolly. Well, she wound up getting a job as the understudy for Pearl Bailey in Hello Dolly. And she did so well that they wanted to take the play on the road, and they wanted Maya to be Pearl Bailey's understudy group. That's right, nappy head girl. So now, in the 60s, Maya met Dr. King. And she said that was the beginning of better times to come. Maya worked with Dr. King, and Dr. King was actually murdered on Maya's birthday, which was April 4th, 1968, the year in which Martin Luther King died. Maya said that after Martin Luther King died, she started to revert back to and when she was a kid and did not talk. And she said she was in agony over what had happened. And one of her actor friends came over and he cleaned up the house, and then he took her to meet with some more people that they knew, that he knew, because he was just really trying to bring her spirit back to her, and get her out of that funk that she had fell into over Martin Luther King's birthday. And she met this one lady. Her name was Julie, and I can't think of her name, but she was a Jewish woman. And she called one of her literary guys who was, in charge of hiring writers who wrote books and stuff of that nature at this, publishing company. And she had told him that, she had met this woman, Maya, and Maya had a book inside of her, and, he really needed to talk to her. And he said, well, a lot of people call him up and tell him that so-and-so got a book inside of him, and they really didn't. But, he decided to go ahead and call Maya on this woman's request. He called Maya, and Maya was saying, no, I don't want to write no book. I don't want no parts of it. And she kept on doing this. She kept on telling him this. Every time he would call, she kept saying she didn't want to, write no book. So finally, he called Maya up one day, and he said to her, he says, okay, this is the last time I'm going to call you. He said, and Maya said, well, that's good. Don't call me no more. He said, well, I can really understand why you wouldn't want to write a book. He said, because most people writing biographies can't do it. It's really a hard thing to do. So I understand you not wanting to write a biography. Right, that ugly success. I mean, in the beginning, nobody really read it, but something happened. I think there was an event, and the guy had Maya to read some of it, and next thing you know, that book started. It went number one.
Yeah, it was my favorite book for many years.
For a lot of people. And Maya, after she wrote that book, she's written well over 14 books, countless of plays, poetries, songs. She's made movies, and the first Black woman to be a member of the Writers Guild of America, and a director. She directed the movie Down in the Delta with Alfred Witter, Loretta Devine, Queen Latifah, Wesley Snipes. I can't even think of all the people that were in this movie, but she directed this movie, and it was a great movie. Maya has written poetry for President Bill Clinton, which he requested of her to write poetry for his inauguration, which that particular piece that she wrote was so inclusive of everyone here in America that colleges all over America and different other organizations, they just started reaching out to Maya so Maya could speak. They said that Maya needed a whole nother lifetime in order to meet all the requests that she had gotten. I mean, she has mixed and mingled with countless of kings and queens and famous people like Oprah Winfrey. Cecily Tyson and her were best buds. They were best friends. Common, she wrote a part of a song for Common. Let's see, Nick Ashford, and what was Nick Ashford's wife's name? You remember? Valerie Simpson. Valerie Simpson and Nick Ashford done a record with Maya. I mean, Maya Angelou has done so much, and this woman, I mean, she commanded respect. Like, people literally respected her. And she had a way of correcting people where she didn't use any derogatory terms, any negative, language or anything of that nature. But when she got done correcting you, you were corrected. I mean, she corrected because, she played in the movie Poetic Justice. She actually wrote the poetry that Janet Jackson read in the movie Poetic Justice. And she said this was during the Rodney King era. And there was, she said, a guy on the set who was just cussing. He was pissed off because of everything that had happened, and he had just went off. And she finally got him to come over to her, and he started cussing. And she said, "Baby, that's fine." She said, "But I want you to listen to me." And he just kept on cussing. She said, "And I understand that too, but come on over here," so that he could be there at this day and at this time. And when she got done talking to him, she said he started crying, and she turned his back to everybody that was watching on the set of Poetic Justice, because this was going on the movie set. And she once he got himself be there, and so that he could, be calm and come back to normal. And I just thought that was like a really, really great story, really great story. And I love the story of, how Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton, before they even got married, when they met on the college campus, one of the first conversations they had was about Maya Angelou's book, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. And so they were fans of Maya Angelou. And I was so taken with her. The documentary is on Netflix. And it's called And Still I Rise, which is one of her books. Maya Angelou was born April 4th, 1928, and she passed away May 28th, 2014. Maya, may you rest in peace, because you were definitely a phenomenal woman while you were alive, and you're still a phenomenal woman while you're resting. And that's it.
That was awesome.
Thank you. I thought so. I just love Maya.
I think that everybody who listens to our show needs to understand that we are trying to impart knowledge of our Black American history in the United States of America. So rich in history and the things that we as a people have contributed to the growth and the development of the United States. That's why we do our show. We're not here to put down anybody. We're not here to make anybody feel bad, cause problems. We just want to give everybody a solid history lesson on Black American history. And that was excellent. I thought that I knew a lot about Maya Angelou, but you still did a lot of blanks right there, girl.
Girl, look, I'm going to tell you, there was a lot about, I mean, there was so much about Maya that I did not know. I did not know. And and when I was looking at the documentary, it's like I was falling in love with her all over again. I mean, such a great person. So, we're going to take a break. We're going to play some Joe's poetry. And then we're going to come back and we're going to do your other two, okay? Well, I remind.
I am affected by your smile, witty and thoughtful, deceiving and beguiling, amorous and suspicious, your impressive giving nature that is you. I am affected by your posture, sitting up straight, back pressed firmly against the cushion, eyes forward, listening intently, hanging on my every word, poised for the confrontation destined to come. I am affected by your thoughts, summations and suppositions wound tightly together by a single strand of perception, by your tombs on your shelves, stacked neatly, read thoroughly. I am affected by your perceptions, the way you process information and extricate simplistic meaning from an enigma that is merely life. I am deeply affected by you, what you are, what you will be, what you have become. Just before I was born, my last memory was of my last breath and the excitement I felt, the anticipation of the new wonders of this new world I would soon be living in. I remember saying goodbye to everyone because I wouldn't know them again. Not like I knew them now. The next time would be different because I would be different, because I would have lived in the new world. Whatever changes that would happen to me would be permanent. My old friends would never recognize me. Just before I was born, I knew everything there was to know because I came from a collective of love and thought, and no one hid anything they knew from another. Then I took my first breath, and it was gone. All of it. It was like they didn't exist. I don't remember the air or the ground or if there were buildings or homes or anything at all. It's all gone. But there's this little inkling of something inside me that says there is something somewhere, some place better than this. So the first thing I felt was pain because I was lost and lonely and cold and so small. I was vulnerable. I needed protection from everything. The air here is different. The food, the clothing, the shelter, it's all so foreign, so new, so strange, and somehow so wonderful. Now, but I still feel like I'm missing something. So I cry, and you comfort me, and the warmth and love is felt. I've grown older now, and I've learned so many wonderful, some dreadful things. I wish I didn't know, but I have to know if I'm to live here, grow more here, survive here. I've learned that here is not forever. There is forever. Where I was is forever. You told me that you would be there for me and forever, and just believe you, and you would meet me in forever. So now I can't wait, but I have to, and that's okay too, because I am forever, even though I was born dead.
Wow, that was Joe's poetry. The first one was I Am Affected, and the second one was I Was Born Dead, which were very, very nice, both of them. Wow. Okay, Joe. So you want to do your next one?
Okay, yeah. The next one I have is coming from the world of technology. It's number 75 on the Little Known Black History Facts. And his name is Dr. Henry Sampson. And he co-invented and co-patented the gamma electric cell
So his thing converted just regular electricity into nuclear electricity.
Well, he converted it from nuclear to
Regular
energy to electricity.
Oh, wow. Wow. You know, people like that make me wonder because that, when you think about the time and what was going on during the time, it's like I'm so enamored by people like that whose brains work in such a way of creating stuff and making stuff and doing stuff that nobody else has done. So that.
And, what he did was he ushered in a new era of technology.
Mm-hmm.
There was nothing like it ever until he co-packaged it and co-invented this technology. And from then on, everything that we know today, microwave ovens and, the cell phone, computer technology, all that stuff, that's because of what he did.
Yeah, no,
because you need a very strong power source to make these things work. And he converted nuclear energy into electricity. The thing that, remember you were talking about how if you put, if your cell phone gets hot, you could put a popcorn kernel on it and it'll pop the popcorn.
Hell,
the nuclear energy rolling through your cell phone.
You don't even have to put this, cell phone doesn't have to get hot. You can just sit the popcorn on top of the cell phone. And, I've seen people pop popcorn on YouTube. They got a couple of videos where people are popping popcorn with their cell phone. So who do you have next, Joe?
The next one I'm going into is sports. And I'm going to be talking about the first black heavyweight champion of the world, Mr. Jack Johnson, born in 1897, and he passed away in 1938.
Soothing him.
It was horrific defeat for all of the people in that era, white people, and the match resulted in riots across the United States.
Wow.
Johnson was the first celebrity athlete, the very first celebrity athlete, black man, and he was the first one to endorse products.
Oh, wow. So he's the first one to ever do endorsements.
That's right.
Wow.
The first athlete to ever do endorsements of products, not just a black man. And then the last one I have comes out of politics. I'll give you the first 5 of them. The first representatives during the Reconstruction era, and they're all black Americans from 1870 to 1887. The first one is Joseph Rainey. He was in the 1st District of South Carolina. Jefferson Long was in the 4th District of Georgia. Robert C. DeLargo was in the 2nd District of South Carolina. And Robert D. Elliott was in Alabama, and he was in the 1st District. And all these people served prior to the end of slavery.
Wow. Well, there's a indigenous black man called the Moor, Moorish, and we were here prior to Christopher Columbus.
In 1540, we came over with the Spanish.
Well, no, we were here. We were actually.
Well,
no, I have some sources that specialize in that Mayan thing. I mean, a Moorish thing, and according to them, we were here before Columbus ever came. We didn't come over with the Spanish. We were here long before the Spanish ever came to America. But still, by that same token, there are black folks here in this country. As if you ever watched that movie Jump in the Broom with Angela Bassett and yeah. So anyways, one of the things that she said during the movie is that my family was never slaves. As a matter of fact, we owned slaves. So there were actually black people here in this country who came to this country long before slavery, and they owned slaves. So that's a, as she put it, an immutable fact. So, listen, we're winding down in time, and I want to give y'all a little bit of music before we go. So, we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back. And when we come back, we'll be saying goodbye, okay? So, sit back, relax, and enjoy some sweet, sweet reggae music on the Jamaica Funk Show with KT and Joe. Well,
never been touched yet. Don't know, baby. Me fi make you happy all your life. The touch you give me, I know me not gonna let you go. Cause every time you touch me, feel love a go, yeah. You run with the boy, where was I tough? Yeah. Remember when you tell me, say you have enough? Yeah, bumper big, body turn up. Oh. You make the ground shake when we love up. Oh. You alone make me feel this up. You alone need a shape for it up. Now the planet don't need makeup. Love you forever and we not break up. Till my life over. Everybody know you are me lover. Me give you good love, tell you like that. Anywhere you go, you must come back. Baby, till my life over. My life everybody over. Know you are me lover. Me give you good love, tell you like that. Anywhere you go, you must come back. If you happy, stay slim. If you happy, fat. Love you anywhere, and your body that. You want no cabby, but copy that. You want me need, now me habitat. You alone, let me hear me son. You alone need a share for me now. Now the planet don't need makeup. Love you forever and we not break up. Till my life over. Everybody know you are me lover. Me give you good love, tell you like that. Anywhere you go, you must come back. Baby, till my life over. My life everybody over. Know you are me lover. Me give you good love, tell you like that. Anywhere you go, you must come back. No girl can do it like you. So me nah make none of them take your pride. Gotta hype me hype you. As long as me leave you there by my side. You alone let me feel this up. You alone need a shape for it up. Now the planet don't need makeup. Love you forever and we not break up. Till my life over. Everybody know you are me lover. We give you good love, tell you like that. Anywhere you go, you must come back. Baby, in my life over. My life everybody over. Know you are me lover. We give you good love, tell you like that. Anywhere you go, you must come back.
all right. So, guys, I just want to tell you thank you. Thank you so much for hanging in there with us this evening for Black History Wednesday. You're listening to the Jamaica Funk Show with KT and Joe. We're on Tuesday nights at 8:15 live, Wednesday nights at 9:15 live, and on Thursday nights 8:15. We're live streaming on Spreaker, as well as we're live streaming on Facebook Live. You can go to the Jamaica Funk Show with KT on Facebook and see us live on Facebook Live. So we're getting ready to go. We thank you for being here. If you want to listen to any of our poetry or any of our radio shows or any of our video cast, you can go to www.jamaicafunkshow.com. You will find one-stop shopping there with all of anything with regards to the Jamaica Funk Show. With that, I appreciate you being here, because without you, there is no us. God bless, and well, I remind.
Yo, tough. Tell them just gonna girl them to stop. Tell lie.